Hey people, welcome back to my daily drawing tutorials. This one is how to draw a rockabilly pin-up girl, and it's going to be the exact image you see on the right we end up drawing. So I'm going to start off with a circle, and this is going to be the base of the whole head, and I'm going to work everything off of this. So I'm going to make a curved line, coming down just ever so slightly, and then curving that back up into that circle to create a jawline. We're going to draw this curved line on the right hand side, and then halfway through the whole thing, going across horizontally. Now drawing a line up like this and a circle at the back, and this gives you the positioning for everything you're going to need in the face. So that centre line is going to be for the eyes, that line on the right hand side is going to be for the nose, and the back bit sort of showing where the head curves. Bring this curved line coming back from the end of the skull, curving down the back to make her back. A curved line here, and about 2/3 down from that halfway line, bring a curve coming outwards, and that'll give you a really good positioning for the neck. Draw a line that's about halfway through that halfway mark. And then draw a line in between that and one that's just a bit below the third way line. It's going to give positioning for the nose and the lips. Now at the end of it here, draw a zigzag line. Make sure the main centre line is longer than the other ones, because that's the bridge of the nose. Draw a big circle in the middle bit and draw a circle on the side. And then once you've got those circles, you're going to bring these little straight lines, come back, following the same angle as the bridge of the nose. And this is going to sort of show us where the nose bends, and the other one's going to give us a really good position to start the eye. Now to start the eye, you want to bring a curved line coming up, and a nice flick on the end for the eyelash. Now you want to make sure you get a nice little flick towards the end. Bring curved lines coming down, connecting to the end. You've got to make sure you've got this nice kind of curve to it as well. Now bring this curved line coming down outside the circle box and cutting across. This is going to help us position the eyebrows. So once we've got a line there, we can put the eyebrows in. You want to get a nice curvature going over the eye, a bit more on the inside and a bit more on the outside as well. Now that box shape we've done at the bottom for the upper lip, we can see we've got that positioning in. Now because it's kind of curved, you're not going to get to see much of the right hand side of the lip. So you just want to kind of loop that around like so. And for the bottom lip, a nice big curve coming down. You know, I like to make sure the bottom lip's a little bit wider than the top lip. You know, that's just personal preference. A circle here, just right at the back of the head, and this is going to be positioned where the ear is going to go. And now I'm going to start blocking in the hair. So before I start doing the hair strands, I want to get all the block shapes, all the shapes of it. So this is a fringe. And you can see it's coming out quite far at the box to curve back, so it feels nice and full at the front. And I want some like sort of loose strand hair bits you can see from the image on the right. So I'm just blocking at all these kind of shapes, you know, and this really helps make your hair more fun and more interesting. You know, because if you go straight into the hair strands, it kind of just feels like it's nothing but lines sometimes. Build up the shapes first and you make it really more dynamic. This big rectangular curved box shape is going to be a bandana. A little bow on the top, so the circle and these like diamond shapes to make the bottom parts and just curves for the tops. You know, we're just putting in the rough kind of box shapes at the minute, you know, not the detailed versions. Now at the end of it here, I just want a few little detail bits just to make it a bit more interesting before I go into the big bun on the back. So it's kind of like a base for it to kind of work off, so it's a bit more fun. And once we've got that done, I'm going to add this big sort of curve going around the outside back piece, just to kind of create the base of that bun to begin with. Like so. And once we've got that done, I'm going to create some curves coming down into it now. So I want to basically divide that curve up into nice little sections to make it a bit more interesting. Just like that. And this kind of gives us the basic structure for everything in the face. So now we've got that, we can start going a bit darker and getting some detail in there. So I'm going to start off with a nostril. So a little curve, a little dark bit just for the nostril, leave this tiny little gap and curve the line up. The eyelashes you want nice and thick, so start off with that thick, you know, the upper eyelash, and make sure it's really thick as it goes back, especially towards the ends. Get the line down the bottom, and then bring in pupils. So on a large circle, a little circle inside. I'm going to put a little shadow just in there, and a little loop just over the eyes, and a couple extra eyelashes. Just because that last little bit of detail, just to kind of make the eyes seem that bit more realistic. Just go around the eyebrow here. Now you can see I've left that little bit towards the right hand side of it empty, and a bit at the top, because the fringe is going to overlap that just a touch. I put in the lips there, so I've literally gone over the exact lines we've done for the lips. And once I've got that, I'm going to bring down that chin. And you can see there, just from the right hand side of the eye, I've done a little loop just to create a bit of cheekbone and connect that up. The neck and the shoulder line is literally the exact same as we drew, just with a little flick towards the end of the shoulder. Now for the fringe you see here, I'm just bringing in the main bold lines to begin with. So kind of like the outside lines and a few little dyeing details on the inside. Nice big bold ones. Not all the hair strands. I'm now dividing this up into sections with the details. So start with the big bold lines, some separation lines, and then come with detail later on. So you've got the curved line around the ear and just the rest of the hair bit on the front. So here I've just added the back line. A little line just down the centre of the back, just to kind of show how a back dips in a little bit. A little strap on her shoulder and inner ear detail. The inner ear detail varies from person to person, so you can get creative with it. Just make some nice kind of loops and play around until you get something you like. Now the back of the hairband here, I've made a bit more interesting, so I've made a few little bumps and curved inwards. The bow is pretty much the same, just a bit more angular. And now I've sort of added a few more detail lines on the inside of the fringe and the front part of the hair. So you can see by building it out that way, it just makes it much more interesting and just makes it much more fun. So now we're just branching off to the back of the hair now, so bringing in the main bold lines like we've done before. Just like that, so some bold lines, little other line details, nothing too crazy. You just want to sort of tell the shape, focus on shape at this point. And once you've got a shape, then you can start adding little detail bits afterwards. So now I'm going to go to the bandana. So I'm just plotting in the rough kind of shapes I want. You can sort of like play around with this however you want to. I want to make this very sort of traditional kind of bandana style. So I've got these circles, these loops, these curved bits. I've got these lines coming across with little circles on the inside and little triangles in between each gap on a straight line. Little loopy bits just come around the edge, like little circular bits, just little details. It's a very traditional kind of bandana style. If you're sort of stuck with this, look on the internet, get some bandana designs. There's so many kind of ways to do it. I'm going to start with a bit of shading, so I'm going to put a little bit of shading just around that eye. And just directly around the eye, I've left a little highlight. I'm just shading the eyebrows now, leaving a little bit just where the fringe overlaps. On the nose, just underneath the bottom of the nose bit, I've got a little shade just there, and a little shadow underneath the nose. And if you just leave a little circle gap, bridge up a little bit, and a little bit of shade upwards, it gives a really nice shine to the tip of the nose. I'm just shading the lips here, and from that centre point, I've just drawn a little line down and just shaded a bit on the right, a little bit darker. The next got a nice curved line that's coming down, and I'm shading darker from the top part, fading outwards to a straight line. A little hint of a jawline here. Sorry, not a jawline, cheek line rather. Cheek line. So yeah, that just curves around the edge with a little shadow just across that part. Now going up to the hair, you can see on the fringe here, I've just started bringing in some more shade. In straight lines, just curving up, following the shape. And it's all about following the shape. Creating little darker sections, little lighter sections. You want a mix of highlights and dark parts. So you can see I'm just building this up, just curving around like so. And I'm just taking this on section by section. Now the bandana, I'm just putting like a really nice sort of grey shade over the top and just left out little sections like the circles I've left white, a few little bit of patternlets I left white. I've not gone too crazy with it. I want it to kind of stand out quite dominant by being simplistic with the shading. Now the back of the hair here, I'm just building this up the same way I've done with the fringe, just bringing those curved lines, following the shape, picking out little darker sections, little lighter sections, just leaving little line trails in between certain parts, just building it up little bit by little bit. You don't want just like a million and one flick lines, you want to sort of build up little sort of sections of it. And just keep building it up and eventually you end up with that sort of hairstyle. Now here I'm going to add some tattoos. This is completely up to you if you want to do this. I'm a tattooist, I love tattoos on my females, so I'm going to add these on there. So I've got a rose on her neck. I've just got this little hint of like a chrysanthemum sort of flower on her shoulder. And on the back I've got this nice little love heart design, all very cute feminine designs. And my trademark X on the cheek. And that's it. That's how you draw it, people. I hope you like it. I'm going to do quite a few more like this. I've already got a couple up as well. So feel free to check out my other tutorials. If this has helped and if you do like it, make sure you click subscribe and click the little bell button to get notified when I put more videos. But for now, I am The Broken Puppet, and I'll see you next time. Peace.